All right, so there seems to be another foreigner shocking attack on the Philippines. It's another disrespectful vlogger, kind of similar to Vitaly. People linked this over saying you should check it out, maybe explore some information on it and see what's going on. And so, hey, let's see this video together. Let's see what's going on.
Made it back to Adelaide finally after 4 months being on the road.
You know, after what Vitaly did and the way the government of the Philippines responded.
Whoa, what did I say? Getting death threats for speaking fat. That's not for you. This is what he posted, right?
Philippines responded to him. I thought I would never have to make a video like this, at least not in the same year. But look where we are. A few months later, another foreigner disrespecting Filipinos, even going as far as insulting the #1 citizen of the Philippines, which is the president. It's mind-blowing that we're actually at this again. Now, in this video, I'm going to be talking about an Australian who visited the
This is boggling to me, right? Because I visited the Philippines and I was there actually for like almost a month. Guys, this whole thing, he is definitely doing it on purpose. And I can attest to this because the whole thing, even just the beginning, right? That little goofy ass kind of thing, he's just doing it for shock value. The what is this? Toilet seats must be a luxury item in this country. What are you, like, actually, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like, if he was saying that because, you know, oh, there was no, it just doesn't make sense. Like, he's definitely doing this for the shock marketing value and he wants to hate on them, or he genuinely has this kind of racist view towards them. It's either or.
An Australian who visited the Philippines, and basically what he's doing is actually saying bad things that don't exist about the Philippines.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Putting it out there and making people feel like the Philippines is actually a terrible country. Because
that's the worst part. I've mentioned this even with India. People love posting online horrible things. And here's the sad part. Horrible things are the parts of the internet that go viral. Horrible things, right? So if you see a dirty part or something like kind of messed up happen in the Philippines, that's what people will focus on. That's the bad things that people will focus on. And so I'm glad that in this video, for example, we're focusing not on the things he's mentioning as bad about the Philippines, rather the bad thing he's doing by only portraying either something small or taking it out of context to make the Philippines appear bad. Bro, I've been there for almost a month. I'm telling you right now, what he just said in just a couple of these videos is the stupidest, most despicable thing I've ever seen. The Philippines is the dirtiest country I've ever visited, and I've traveled to 4 continents. Bro, stop lying. Bro, stop lying. Stop lying. Like, genuinely stop lying. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. The Philippines was one of the cleanest from what I've seen. And before you guys explain to me there is a slum or there's this applies to everywhere. You go to Brazil, you're like, wow, this is super clean. You go to certain places, it's going to be pretty messy. This is just the reality of almost every place. You go to the US, there is places in the US that is so bad, you'll not even believe it's the US. But that's the reality of certain areas. With that being said, when you start posting stuff like this online, saying nasty ass stuff, and then you see people who've never been to the Philippines start to believe it because they've never been. They're just going to believe the guy who's been, right? Guys, oh my goodness, I've been. This is all lies.
Part of the reason why I started doing this on this channel is to address some misinformation. Before coming here, I did a little bit of findings on the internet. And honestly, what I got to find out, the way the people are, the way the places, you know, the beautiful places and everywhere, it's not quite what was on the internet when I did my research. So this video is all about calling out this foreigner who's doing something, in my opinion, I believe is worse than what Vitaly did. Now, he has fled the country because he knew what he was doing was wrong and because he started getting death threats from Filipinos. I don't know exactly what must have motivated him to do what he did. I'll just go through them and try to show you guys exactly what he did and why I feel it is so wrong. So just to bring some context to why I feel like this is the most disrespectful thing that I have seen being done to a country.
And before he continues, let me mention, you should never send death threats to somebody. Let's get that out the gate, right? The lady who may have done that, I guarantee you she has a right to feel emotional. I feel emotional about it. I feel disgusted by it. Will you go send death threats to a person? No, don't do that. That's just, don't do that. You're stooping low to a level that he wants you at. You're almost going to prove his point, even though there is no point to make, right? His point is the Philippines is this and that. It's all BS. But you're going to make him look like a good guy by doing something and stooping that low to start making death threats. Don't do that, okay? Don't do that. You could talk about it like we are doing right here because he's completely wrong. And that's a fact. This is coming from, especially this guy in the video. He lives in the Philippines, right? I've been to the Philippines for almost a whole month. And I could tell you guys from all the places that I went, all of this is lies. And I know you guys agree, which is maybe why she got emotional and sent that message to him. But don't do that because it's just going to feed into him. It's not a good idea.
I'm not sure, just to put it out there, I'm not sure this person will be able to do this to the US or to China or to some other countries. I think most likely he's doing this because of how kind the Filipino people are. And when they became, I don't know if I can use the word hostile to describe it, by sending him those threats, he decided it was time to leave. So I'll just go through some of the things that this person said and to show you how terrible they were. I'll start with the first one, which was addressed to the current president of the Philippines.
Oh my gosh, that's the worst thing too.
Duterte is in prison. Marcos Jr. should be next to hand yourself over to the ICC and answer for the blood on your hands. Now, you've left your country, which is Australia. You've moved to a different country, and you think you're special enough to start talking about the politics there and even talking about the president.
And you know what's crazy is to assume that you can just say things about politics and just feel like, even though he's trying to use the whole idea of freedom of speech and all this, it's all BS. He's really just trying to shock market. And let me even explain, because what he's saying is right? For example, I've talked about politics in the Philippines, but do I talk about it as in a view of, yo, no, this guy is this guy and I prefer this guy? No, I'm not a political person at all. I'm not going to even act like I am. But when there's news about politics, I'll talk about it in the sense that, hey, this is what's happening. This is a scary thing that's going on. Information. I'm not picking sides. There is no sides for me to pick. This is the Philippines, okay? When I'm talking about the Philippines, it's because I love it. I want it to be a better place with whoever. I don't know anything about all of these presidents. I've watched a full video on Duterte, for example. Did I sit there and say, like, yeah, he's the best? No, I'm not picking any sides. People need to remember that. I'm not picking any sides. I'm doing videos based on, I want to learn historically about the Philippines. I want to learn about the president. I want to learn about previous presidents. And I know a lot of you guys can comment in the comments like, hey, he did this. And then another person argues with another person and says, hey, he did this. This is why I don't get into politics, but I will talk about it in a non-biased way and just kind of look at the information that's there. I enjoy looking at the information, right? I don't enjoy picking sides. I just enjoy looking at it unbiasedly, face value. This is what he did. This is what he did. This is what he wants to do. This is what he wants to do. All right. That's it. I'm not picking, oh, because he wants to do this and yes. And then we get into the nitty gritty. No, I don't want to do that. And I don't like to do that. So him doing this is just telling you he thinks he's special, like the guy mentioned, and he thinks he knows. That's where you're wrong. I even sit there and say, I don't know, but I just want to know the information. When the information is there, I'll look at it, I'll talk about it, and that's it. I'm not picking sides. I'm not saying this person deserves it, like I mentioned. So this guy is already wrong out the gate, bro.
And the ex-president, and talking about how they should be in prison. For me, you're just looking for this. And when he got called out and he started getting all these threats, he decided to move out, and he's still doing it right now as we speak from outside.
Of course.
I'll drop his handle at the end of this video. Maybe you guys can go look it up. I'm just going to take some of the terrible things he has on there so that you understand where I'm coming from and why I feel this is really bad. He said, Filipinos get VIP treatments abroad, but foreigners in the Philippines get treated like criminals. Where's the reciprocity? Now, in my opinion, I am a foreigner in the Philippines. I've never been treated like a criminal.
Yeah, me either.
Honestly. And I'm sure a lot of foreigners, if you've been watching the channel, we've had opinions from a lot of foreigners.
That is so wrong, because I've mentioned in my previous videos as well, I came there with every race you can imagine, right? I went there with my friends for almost an entire month. Me, Brazilian, tan. My friend who is black, Dominican, Spanish, and then his wife, British. My fiance, who's Italian. Every race. No one was treated like a criminal. No one was disrespected. Everyone was treated equally. This is like, he's definitely rage baiting. 100%. And he thinks it's going to work, but really it's going to backfire because it shows that he has a very, very distorted view on everything. Very clearly.
No one has ever complained about being treated that way.
Nope.
Unless you're actually a criminal. Unless you do something that is
Yeah.
against the law. That is when you get treated like a criminal. I would dare anyone who has ever been treated like a criminal for not doing anything wrong to say something in the comment that this guy is saying the truth. As a matter of fact, I'll read everything he has on his channel right now because it's still up. He actually banned it and he got it back. I'll read everything that he had to say. If there's anyone that you do not agree with, or there's anyone you agree with, you let me know in the comments. There are Filipinos in Australia where he comes from. I hope he doesn't become hostile to them now that he's gone back. I'll just continue. He said, why is the West still funding the Philippines while it mistreats foreign
are you
residents
talking
like
about?
criminals? Australia, the US, UK, and Canada need to stop bankrolling a system that tramples on basic rights.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Is he recording a graveyard at the same time?
Need to stop bankrolling.
Is this a graveyard? Let me know. That is just, hold on, bro. He's saying horrible things. Okay, he's already very wrong. I could repeat over and over how wrong he is. But is he also saying this on top of filming something like this? What is this?
In a system that tramples on basic rights. I have no idea what he's talking about. If you think what he's talking about makes any sense,
It doesn't.
I'd like for you to please reach in the comments so that the viewers from all over the world will know that this guy is actually just, I don't know, rage baiting.
Yes,
I don't know if that's
he's
what
rage
he's
baiting.
doing.
Yeah,
but it's just a terrible thing to see.
Yeah, bro.
I mean, after what happened with Vitaly, you thought every foreigner in the Philippines would have learned their lesson, but this is crazy. Now, another one, he's attacking. I'm a student here in the Philippines. I'm in De La Salle University. I'm sure some of you already know. I'm wearing UP on my chest because I'm a supporter of the UAAP team, the UP basketball team. He said, when college graduates in the Philippines can't add two numbers without a calculator.
Oh, he's rage baiting. He's rage baiting. Guys. You really think he believes this? If he believes this, he's rage baiting. He's rage baiting. Yo, this ain't gonna work, bro. It's not gonna work. Vitaly tried to do kind of the same thing, but it backfired because he started genuinely doing the criminal activities. I would say that he is worse than Vitaly, but actually no, because Vitaly took it into action, right? So Vitaly took his rage bait into action. Actually went up to a old lady, said, I'm gonna rob you. And then actually robbed the store of their fan, walked away into the hotel, said, I don't care. You know, he actually took it into action. This guy's not taking it. He's just taking pictures of the Philippines, disrespecting them online, walking away. Yeah, no. He's doing this to rage bait like Vitaly. It's not going to work, bro. I mean, it worked, right? It worked. But, bro, come on, dog. It's too obvious now, especially when he says that I can't add two numbers without a calculator. What are you talking about? What are you talking? He's definitely rage baiting. He can't even take it serious.
You know the education system is failing. That's not true.
What are they?
That's not true. I don't know which college he went to. I'm a college student here. I can tell you for a fact that that is not true. The standard
He's rage baiting you, bro. And of course their standards are super high. They're incredibly intelligent. You know how many things they've done? But this is what I mean. He's rage baiting. He is actually baiting you guys to get mad for anything, for any recognition. And the worst part is I don't get it. Why? Because when you do this, you think you're going to get clicks. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think you're quirky? Do you think you're different? Probably thinks he's different. He's probably so used to people saying so many good things that when he went and saw good things, he was like, no, I got to find something bad, bro. Bro, if there's nothing bad, like, come on, bro. He's trying so hard.
high. You can actually, I have a lot of classmates from the US. I have classmates from all over the world in my school. And nobody has actually ever complained about the quality of education they are getting. And now he's attacking the people and saying they cannot calculate, add two numbers without looking at the calculator, which is so wrong, in my opinion. It's terribly wrong. I'm just putting this out there to debunk any of this in case you've come across this page and you're thinking this is what the Philippines actually is like.
Yeah, especially.
This is so wrong.
That's one thing I'm worried about. People who haven't been to the Philippines will genuinely believe that. That's the worst part about it. So yeah, I can't forget that either. I almost forgot about that. You know, even though it's rage bait, don't believe it, guys. The thing is, people who have never been to the Philippines will start to believe his rage bait as a real thing because they've never been. Ah, dude. Oh my gosh.
Another one. He said, the Philippines is the dirtiest country I've ever visited.
This is crazy.
And I've traveled to 4 countries. I actually don't know what part of the Philippines this guy went to.
Yeah.
But what he's been doing should not be allowed. You can't just, I don't know. I mean, if you're a content creator, he's making all of us who come here or who live in the Philippines as foreigners who create content look bad. Because why would you want to do this to a country that you're presently residing in?
Yeah.
And even if you are not, you're a foreigner, you have no business projecting it as a bad place. What do you stand to gain in doing all of this? I'll just keep going. It's actually horrible. You guys can check out his Instagram handle. I'm going to leave it at the end of the video so you can check it out. There are a lot of stupid things on there. Sorry I had to use that word, but I just think there's no way I can filter it. It's actually so stupid what he's doing.
You don't have to worry about saying stupid. There's nothing wrong with saying the word stupid. It is stupid. It is very stupid. He's acting stupid. He's being stupid on purpose. That's kind of the worst part, right? You know when people are stupid and you're like, oh, he's stupid. You know, sorry, my friend's a little stupid, right? Funny. But he's just being stupid on purpose. So yeah, you can call him stupid, bro. You want to act stupid? Let's call him stupid. Because he's doing it on purpose. Let's just get that out the gate. He's doing this on purpose.
Actually went on to say this as well. She sold land that wasn't even hers, and she's still selling more. Welcome to the Philippines.
What is he saying?
I mean, this
what is he even
happens
talking about?
everywhere in the world. Bad people who are into fraud, scam people. It happens everywhere in the world, not just in the Philippines. That's why you have prisons everywhere in the world, and you have bad people locked up in there. Everywhere in the world, these things happen. There are criminals everywhere in the world. So I actually don't know what is behind all of this. And
it's all BS, bro. He knows that the Philippines, like, they're very, very family-oriented together. He knows that this is going to get a lot of people looking at him saying this kind of stuff. And like he mentioned, if you were to say about the U.S., yeah, people would probably go after him, especially a lot of, like, people who are extreme patriots of the U.S. But the reality is simple. He knows with the Philippines it's even worse because the Philippines really is like a very united together kind of thing, especially with all the things they've been through. I've watched so many like movies now to the history of the Philippines. And I can understand exactly why they are very, very united in a sense and care almost seemingly more than other countries at times. But that's for good reason, for plausible reasons. And he's feeding off of that because he knows. He's just saying so, like, remember, like he mentioned, this guy here, the commentator, there are criminals everywhere. This is another thing too, like, sometimes it happens where you think that your country is the only one that's dealing with this or that. No, this happens everywhere. Criminals everywhere. People saying stupid things. Evil people having poor people. This happens everywhere. And you have to remember that. And yes, every country has their things that they need to fix. But for a guy to come there, mention every bad thing, and also not bad thing as if it's real, but mention it as if it's like a reality and it's the truth, is the worst thing you can possibly do. And then act like he knows better as if it only happens in the Philippines. This is like a level of disrespect that I've never seen, bro, on social media. That's crazy.
What his motives are. I'll leave you guys to check it out because I'm tired of talking about this guy. It's just, honestly, it's really annoying. I'm trying to keep my cool while making this video because for me as a foreigner who's living in the Philippines, all the things he's complaining, I cannot confirm one to be true.
Yeah, that's the worst
Any
part.
one of the things, like I said, what I'm saying is trash. You can let me know in the comments. You can let us know in the comments because this guy is ruining a country that we all love, and it's sad.
Now, China, Georgia, Japan, and South Korea in warning. It's different. What is happening? What is he yapping about?
that this is happening just months after what happened with the Philippines and Vitaly. These people are the most
Yeah. He's doing this on purpose. Yeah.
respectful people
Yeah,
you find
facts.
around the world. And they're getting all these foreigners who come here with their arrogant lifestyle and make the people feel like trash and make the
Yeah, he's using it against you guys. Yeah, don't even fall for this disgusting behavior. Disgusting behavior. Thank y'all for linking this over. Yeah, we had to get this out there for sure. I see why you guys linked it, because talking about this will let anybody know who comes across this not to believe this, especially this guy who is basically rage baiting. Don't even believe it. The Philippines is not even remotely close to what he said. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for linking this over. I love you guys. Till next time. Peace. How good you been living? Wait, how good you been living? I've been living too good for you. I've been living too. Did what I did and I do it again. Every move that I make, I ain't feeling repent. Nobody believes to believe it's a friend, and you question your moves like you really won't end.